Did you ever imagine King Charles would be doing a Netflix documentary with Idris Elba? Not in a million years, right? Well, here we are. The news has just broken that King Charles, the very monarch who once seemed to distance himself from streaming platforms, is now preparing to grace our screens in a Netflix documentary. And who's the co-star of this royal venture? None other than the brilliant Idris Elba. The situation has a touch of the surreal about it. One might even say it's a plot twist worthy of a Netflix drama itself. After all, this is the same King Charles who appeared to disapprove of Prince Harry and Meghan's media ventures, who seemed to believe that streaming platforms were not the place for members of the firm. And yet, here he is, about to follow in the footsteps of the Sussexes. It's a curious move, to say the least. The King's previous stance on streaming platforms and media ventures was clear, or so it seemed. He was of the old school, believing in the traditional way of doing things. Streaming platforms? They were for celebrities, not for the monarchy. But now, it appears, he's ready to embrace the new media landscape. And let's not forget the involvement of Idris Elba. An actor of immense talent, Elba's story is one that deserves to be told. But the partnership with King Charles has raised a few eyebrows. Is this the monarchy trying to appeal to a younger, more diverse audience? Or is it a calculated PR move designed to boost the King's image? So, what changed? How did the King's disdain for streaming platforms suddenly turn into a partnership? It's a question that's on everyone's lips. But as always with the monarchy, the real story is likely to be far more complex than what we see on the surface. And as we delve deeper into this unexpected move, we'll uncover the ironies, the calculated timings, and the double standards at play. Isn't it fascinating how the tables turn sometimes? Let's chew on this for a moment. Here we have King Charles, a man who once subtly distanced himself from the glitz and glamour of streaming platforms, a man who, not so long ago, was thought to disapprove of Harry and Meghan's foray into the media world. Yet, isn't it ironic that he now seems to be tracing the very same path he once criticised? In a twist of events, King Charles, who once seemed to stand on the traditional side of the royal divide, is now embracing the modernity he once seemed to disdain. He's partnering with none other than Netflix, the very company that was scorned by the British press when Harry and Meghan announced their collaboration. The irony is as thick as an English fog, and let's not forget the timing of this unexpected move. With the documentary set to launch in autumn 2026, it seems to conveniently align with the King's Trust anniversary, a seemingly perfect opportunity to rewrite the monarchy's public image after years of silence, scandal, and a less than successful attempt to modernise. The media was quick to label Harry and Meghan's £80 billion mega deal as a failure, despite the fact that their series Harry and Meghan remains one of Netflix's most watched documentaries of all time. And yet, King Charles's documentary hasn't even been filmed yet. One can't help but wonder if this is a bit premature, a bit hasty. Yes, Idris Elba is a phenomenal talent, and his story absolutely deserves to be told. But let's not kid ourselves. This project seems drenched in calculated PR moves. It's as if King Charles is trying to appeal to the very youth and global audiences his monarchy has been tone-deaf to for decades. It's almost as if the King is trying to walk in the shoes he once disdained. The irony of his actions is as undeniable as it is intriguing. Only time will tell if his attempts to follow in the footsteps of Harry and Meghan will be met with the same success, or if the shoes he's chosen to wear are simply too big to fill. And let's not forget about the timing. The release date of this documentary is no random choice, but a meticulously calculated move. The autumn of 2026 has been zeroed in on, and it's right in the midst of the King's Trust anniversary celebrations. It's a time when spirits are high and the public's attention is squarely on the monarchy. It's the perfect moment to launch a project that aims to rewrite the monarchy's public image. The timing is indeed intriguing. After years of silence and scandal, not to mention a rather unsuccessful attempt at modernisation, the monarchy now appears ready to embrace the limelight once again. But this time, they're doing it on their own terms, and with a twist. They're taking to Netflix, the very platform they once shunned, to tell their story. But why now? Why choose this moment to step into the fray, especially after distancing themselves from the media for so long? The timing, it seems, is more than just coincidental. It feels like a strategic move, a calculated decision to leverage the public's attention and goodwill during the King's Trust anniversary. And it's not just about the anniversary. This documentary comes at a time when the monarchy's public image is in need of a serious overhaul. With scandals and controversies casting a shadow over the royal family, this documentary could be the much-needed PR boost to restore their image. This timing is also significant in another way. It's a clear attempt to ride the wave of Harry and Meghan's success, to tap into the global audience that they've managed to captivate. By following in their footsteps, the monarchy is trying to reach out to the very youth and global audiences they've been tone-deaf towards for decades. So, we have to ask ourselves, is this just a coincidence or is there a strategic play at hand? The timing of the documentary's release, the choice of platform, the alignment with the King's Trust anniversary, it all seems a little too calculated. But only time will tell if this move will pay off, or if it will be another misstep in the monarchy's attempt to modernise. The media's reaction to this news is rather intriguing, don't you think? Let's delve into the details. When Harry and Meghan signed a deal with Netflix, the press was quick to criticise, hastily branding their venture as a mega-deal flop. And yet, the very same media outlets are now celebrating King Charles's upcoming documentary with Netflix, even though it's still in its infancy. We've all seen the headlines, haven't we? The ones that prematurely declared Harry and Meghan's £80 billion deal a failure. Yet the reality paints a different picture. Their series, Harry and Meghan, remains one of the most watched documentaries on Netflix. A flop? Hardly. Now let's contrast this with King Charles's venture. His documentary hasn't even seen the light of day, and already the media is hailing it as a triumph. Isn't that interesting? The standards seem to be shifting. One might argue that the media's reaction is influenced by the subjects of these documentaries. Harry and Meghan have often been the targets of negative press, while King Charles, as the reigning monarch, is generally portrayed in a more favourable light. But isn't the media supposed to be unbiased? Aren't they supposed to report facts, not favouritism? It's worth noting that both documentaries aim to tell personal stories, to give us a glimpse into the lives of these public figures. Yet, while one is prematurely deemed a failure, the other is prematurely celebrated. It seems the media is more interested in the personalities involved than the content of their stories. So we must ask ourselves, what is at play here? Why the double standard? Why is one party judged harshly while the other is given a free pass? Isn't it curious how the media is quick to judge one party and not the other? Now let's talk about what's really going on behind the scenes. You see, the surface story is all about helping young people, but peel back the layers and you'll find a more complex narrative. It appears that this documentary is a well-thought-out PR move, cleverly designed to appeal to the youth and global audiences. It's a strategic play, a chess move if you will, from the monarchy that has often been criticised for being tone-deaf towards these very demographics. A wise man once said, "Change is the only constant," and it seems King Charles has embraced this wisdom, changing his stance on streaming platforms. But the question remains, is this change genuine or just a facade? Is this about fostering a more inclusive monarchy that resonates with the youth and the world, or is it simply a well-crafted PR strategy? Is this really about helping young people, or is it just a well-calculated PR move? So, what is the true intention behind this documentary? Are we witnessing a genuine effort to provide a platform for young talents and unheard voices? Or is this a well-orchestrated ploy to save face for a monarchy that's been under fire? This documentary comes at a time when the monarchy is scrambling to regain public favour, particularly from the younger, more globally minded audiences. Let's not forget that these are the same people who've been left feeling unheard by the monarchy for years. Is this documentary truly about helping young people, or is it a desperate attempt to rewrite the narrative and revamp the monarchy's antiquated image? Is it a sincere effort, or a sophisticated PR stunt designed to distract from the glaring success of Harry and Meghan's media ventures? We can't help but wonder, is it about the impact or merely copying the format? What do you think?